Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be making this beautiful trendy top together. Please, if you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. So for this tutorial we need like 2 yards of fabric. If you are a small size, you need just 1 yard of fabric. If you are medium, you need 1.5 yard. It's just a simple style. It do not take time to make this. So first of all, you're going to fold your fabric into two. I already folded mine. If you are a bigger size person and you are using 2 yards for this, when you are folding your fabric, fold it to the yardage side where you measure in yards. That's where you fold it to. Like if you are using 2 yards, you fold it to be 1 yard. So after folding your fabric into two this way, I don't know if you can see my full fabric, but if you don't see, no worries, I'll explain everything to you. So when you fold your fabric, so this fabric I'm using here is a chiffon fabric, and you know it's by 60. If you are using Ankara, you may need more, so you just check the one that works for you. If you are using grape, it's still by 60, so it's okay if you use 1 yard as a small size person, or even medium size can use 1 yard of any fabric that is by 60. But if you are using Ankara, you use more. So first of all, you fold your fabric into two. After folding your fabric into two, you now pick up the edge, the open side, you pick it up and you fold it to form a triangle. That's like folding a 180-degree flare. Let me turn my fabric. So you fold it this way to form a triangle. This is just the same way you fold your fabric when you are cutting a 180-degree flare. So this is the folded side, which will represent center front and center back, because both the front and the back are cut together. So this side now, this side I'm touching here is folded, and this side is open, which will be the side of the top. So I'm going to pin down this fabric because it's kind of shifting. It's a light fabric, so it's shifting. So I'll pin it down and we continue. I'm done pinning down the fabric, as you can see. So the first measurement I'll impute is my shoulder measurement. In this case, you are not going to use your exact shoulder measurement because it's a off shoulder dress. So what you do is you measure around your off shoulder where you like your top to sit on. So when you measure around, whatever you have, you divide into four, because this fabric is folded into four, mean the front and the back folded together. So you are going to divide that measurement into four and you impute the measurements. But in a situation whereby you are making this for a client and maybe the client is not around, and you have the client shoulder measurement but you can't measure the off shoulder, what you do is that you impute the client shoulder measurement divided by 2. Normally, you know, shoulder measurement is divided by 2, so you divide the shoulder measurement by 2 and add 2 inches. So if your shoulder measurement is, for example, 16 inches, 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. So 8 inches plus 2 inches will give you 10 inches. So you are going to use 10 inches for this. I'm going to impute 10 inches as my shoulder measurement. After marking your off shoulder measurement, just going to draw a line, a straight line, and then just cut it. So now we are done with the shoulder. The next thing is to measure how long you want your sleeves to be. You know, this is a off shoulder, to consider it being off shoulder and where the sleeves will stop. As for me, I want it to be like a 3/4. So I'll use full of this. I'll just cut off the self edge. This is 16.5 inches. Let's say this is 16 inches. I'll cut off the self edge. And then you come to the center front and You mark how long you want it, the length you want at the center front. You know it has this fish shape like at the front, so you're just going to mark how long you want that to be. So my own, I just want it to be a little bit below my hip point. I'll still use the length of this. So this is 30 inches. I'm going to use the old 30 inches. I'll cut it off this way, and then I'll open up the side. You know, this is the side. One of this is folded because of the way I folded the fabric. So I'm going to open it up so that we have two separate fabric, one for front and one for back. I'm done cutting it, and look at the shape we have now. So I'll unpin it and show you what we have. This is what I have. Let me keep it this way. So this is the neckline, and this is the center front. So the next thing to do now is to take this to my sewing machine and fold round the hem all round the fabric. There are two ways, there are about two or three ways to finish the hem of this top. It's either you use a bias to turn round the hem. That's the number one method. The number two is you weave it round. After weaving, you just fold it once, 1/4 of an inch once. Then the third method is just to fold it twice like the normal. I finished folding all round. I did for the front piece and for the back piece. The next thing to do at this point is to iron, but there is no power supply at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and join it. When there is light, I'll iron it. So after you iron your pieces, just place it together like this with the wrong side facing each other. That's the right side of the fabric is up, then the wrong side is inside. So you place it like this and make sure that both the neckline, the side and the hem, they all align, and then you pin it down. I'm done pinning it down. As you can see, this is the neckline, this side is the neckline, and this is the hem. Then the side, the two side, I know you can't see this full fabric, that's why I have to explain this. So now what I'll do is to fold this into two. I just fold it into two just to mark the center front. So I'll open it up again. Now from that marking I did, I'll draw a straight line down to the hem to be sure where my center is. This line now is center front. So after marking the center front line, the next measurement to enter is the armhole measurement. For my armhole, I'm using 10 inches. I'll just go down from the neckline by 10 inches. If after stitching this, the 10 inches is too small for my armhole, I'll increase it. And if it's too big, I'll reduce it. So I'm just going to use 10 inches first. So I'll mark the 10 inches on both sides. So that marking will serve as a guide to enter around body measurement. So my bust measurement divided by 4 is 9 inches plus 1 inch allowance for ease. That will make it 10 inches. So I'm going to mark 10 inches on both sides of this fabric. And I'll come down to this side, to the down part here, and still enter the 10 inches again. And I'll draw a straight line to connect the two marking. So this is where I'm going to start my stitching from, where the armhole measurement stop, and I'll follow the line and stitch it down to somewhere just like 2 inches above the hem of this gown. But if your own is longer than my own, you have to consider your hips measurement. I'm going up by 2 inches from the hem. This is where I'm going to stitch just this straight line I drew here and this straight line here. I'll come to the shoulder and I'll just stitch down 2 inches starting from where the neckline stop. I'll mark 2 inches down So I'm just going to stitch it 2 inches down both side of the armhole, and then the same thing to this other side, 2 inches from the off shoulder. So I'm going to stitch here down and then stitch the body where I marked, and I'll show you the results. So you are going to top stitch. This is a butterfly dress. You are not stitching it the wrong side, just the way you keep your fabric like this on the right side. You just top stitch it. That's all. I'm done stitching, and this is what we have. So it's only joined here and here, same thing this other side. If you are still watching, please subscribe to this channel and make sure you like this video.